The last time we had a good look at the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero roster, it looked like this. It had so much empty space that the possibilities felt endless. But what if I told you that the roster already looks a little bit more like this? It's actually getting really tight. In the last month alone, we've had a lot of new characters confirmed for Sparking Zero, but for some reason, a lot of these characters still haven't been added to the roster screen. But it's more than that. We've had a few leaks and a few characters are still incomplete. I mean, does anyone think that Base Z Trunks isn't gonna go there? I mean, come on. So today we're gonna find out just how full this roster actually is, starting by adding all of the confirmed characters. There are 2 characters that I saw with my own eyes when I played the demo at Summer Games Fest, and I guess at this point many of you have also played it at Anime Expo. So I'm sure some of you can confirm this too, but Dr. Gero was definitely playable. By the way, we don't know where these characters belong, so I'm the one deciding their placement here. It could be completely different by the time they're revealed. This is not random though, I am keeping some space open for stuff that's coming up in the future. And another character that we've seen was playable was Adult Gohan Super Saiyan. Right now, we only have Base and Super Saiyan 2 on screen, but Super Saiyan was also playable in that same demo. And we've all seen the Great Saiyaman being played in that Japanese PvP exhibition. I believe with that character, we have a complete Adult Gohan, who was actually the first one to not have all of his forms in a clump exactly. This is a structure that we had not seen before in this screen. So far, every character and their transformations have been in what I call vertical or horizontal clumps. So this new structure could actually help us fill some other character slots in the future. And there's one more character that they kind of accidentally confirmed, but during the game modes showcase with the game's producer, they talked about custom battles and they actually showed Chiaotzu as a playable character. It's just a portrait, but as you can see, he's clearly on the enemy team here. So we're also gonna add him. And these 4 characters we just added are 100% confirmed. In fact, let's pause on this screen for a second because no one else I'm about to mention has been 100% confirmed. That said, there are a few that may have leaked. I'm gonna say these next characters are at least 90% confirmed. There are 2 single-player modes that were showcased in the past month. There's Episode Battle, where you play through the Dragon Ball story and maybe make some alternate choices, play some what-if scenarios. And then there's Custom Battles, where you can create your own unique fights with all sorts of unique conditions. Let's maybe start with this one. Because as you're editing the different conditions for battle, you may notice that the background has a bunch of random images. Well, we can actually find a frame with no menus in front of us and inspect these images a little bit closer. And as you can see, there are a few unconfirmed characters here. We've got a Cyberman, we've got Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2, and we've got Chi-Chi. Now, the reason why I say these aren't 100% confirmed is because some of them are maybe not playable. They could be a part of someone super, they could just like be an NPC that's around for some reason. I don't even know if custom battles have NPCs though. But I mean, I didn't say anyone saying that Bulma was confirmed playable after seeing her in that story mode cutscene. And some of these screenshots do include some non-playable characters like Shenron or the Frieza ship. But I would say there's a pretty good chance that these guys are all playable. So I'm gonna add them to the roster, and some of you will be against me adding Chi-Chi, but I mean, I gotta apply the same logic here. I guess this is why they are not 100% confirmed though, right? You may have also noticed Ultimate Gohan in the screen right here, but as you may have seen recently, Sparking Zero has been talking about customization a lot lately. In fact, whenever they show off tutorials for this game, they've been doing it with Adult Gohan. But this character you're seeing right now is just an outfit. So it's hard for me to say whether that's actually Ultimate or just base Gohan with an outfit. I will eventually add Ultimate Gohan to the roster because of course I will, but I don't think I should add it right now with the leaks. Also, Krillin has the Namek Saga armor here, so I think we're also getting that outfit. Pretty cool. And Android 17Z is back to torment me. The more we learn about this game and customization though, the more I think he will actually be an outfit, but maybe an outfit with a unique moveset. But this wasn't the only screen that gave us new characters, because when you select which character you want to play in story mode, you can see Goku flying through a bunch of new images, and oh boy, we have a bunch of new characters to uncover here. A lot of these images are incredibly blurry, but there are a couple of frames where you can actually tell who some characters are. 2 of them have been confirmed since, that's Dabura and Spopovich, but 2 others still haven't been mentioned. And that's Zarbon, who was the easiest one to spot here, and also Kid Goku. He's doing the move he used to finish King Piccolo, see if you can spot it. So I believe that's the original Dragon Ball Goku, and that is another 2 characters that we can add to this roster. Again, those aren't confirmed yet, but they're very, very likely. And confirming Dabura and Spopovich just made it even more likely in my opinion. And of course, we're not gonna stop there. We might be done with all the confirmations and leaks, but looking at this roster, we have a lot of incomplete characters. Let's start by taking care of Z-Trunks. We're gonna put his base form right there. Zarbon can also transform, so we gotta add that big transformation. Now that we have Teen Gohan, we can complete the character with base and Super Saiyan as well. Toppo is still missing God of Destruction 2. Cell is missing all of his forms. That's 3 extra characters right there. And if we're doing Kid Goku, we're also doing Great Ape. I don't think I've done anything crazy just yet. This is all pretty logical so far. Of course, they could just decide to not do God of Destruction Toppo for now. Or maybe they just cut Super Perfect Cell from the game and make that a skill like they did with Super Saiyan Blue. Who knows? But I think these are pretty safe bets. Let's say they are 80% confirmed. I'm just making up numbers at this point. And this is already becoming pretty complete, but on top of completing these characters, thanks to these new announcements, we can also guess some other confirmations. For instance, if we have Butter and Jice, that means we're also gonna get the rest of the Ginyu Force. Because we have Zarbon, we can deduce that we'll also have Dodoria. Because we have the Cyberman, we are also gonna have Cell Jr. Because we have Dabura, we're also gonna have Bobby D. This one might not be super obvious, but I think it's pretty safe. Because we have Dr. Gero, we're also gonna have Android 19, and I'm just gonna go ahead and add 16 too, because there's no way he's not in this roster. And then you have the main Dragon Ball Z villains, which still haven't been revealed. Super Buu, complete with Buhan and Bootanks, and of course Kid Buu as well. I'm not even including Evil Buu, because again, I don't think it's that obvious. They could actually cut him. And who could forget Frieza Z? The current Frieza is called Frieza Super, so if you want to have the other Frieza forms, you need a whole separate Frieza character, and that's 5 character slots just for him. I think right now is also the time to add Ultimate Gohan. If it's like Tenkaichi 3, he will be a separate character. Maybe they'll make him a transformation this time around, who knows, but either way, he'll definitely be there. And folks, after adding all of these implied characters, we are left with only 28 character slots. The next trailer is not going to have this many slots filled out, but I think all of these characters are pretty much a lock at this point. That said, these 28 remaining characters could actually just be anyone. So there is still some wiggle room. Now, for the elephant in the room, is there space for Dragon Ball GT? I'm telling you right now, there is no space for all the Dragon Ball GT characters that you want. But there could be space for some of them. So I actually tried to get Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 in there, complete with all the Goku GTs and Vegeta Super Saiyan 4, same as Tenkaichi 3, and I could only fit him in 2 places, here and here. Because you gotta have all the Goku transformations together, and Gogeta in between Goku and Vegeta, like every other fusion in the screen, you need a lot of empty spaces together to keep the stream alive, which means that any trailer could actually ruin these 2 spaces. Right now, I am not a big believer in Dragon Ball GT, but what they could actually do is just give us Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He would go so well on this pre-order incentive right here. I cannot think of another character that deserves that slot as much as he does. They could actually just release him first and then complete the fusion with DLC further down the line. So I'm not a big Dragon Ball GT believer, but I'll put Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 in my prediction. By the way, from this point on, this video is a total guess. But given how big of a focus they're putting in the Tournament of Power, I mean, Rosie and Kakusa are in this. You bet that Kaba is also gonna make it. Base and Super Saiyan 2, they might skip regular Super Saiyan because they did that for Caulifla. And also Frost. I hope it's only his final form though, as the other forms would actually take up a lot of space. And it seems like they have no problem with skipping transformations for Universe 6 characters anyway, so... And I think we might actually see a lot more characters that people are not going to be happy to see. When Kakusa was first announced, during those first trailers, everyone went nuts thinking that everyone is going to be playable. But now that space is tight, these characters might actually make people mad, but here we go. The 2 Namekians from Universe 6 have a really good shot of making it. Botamo and Vegeta would complete the Universe 6 roster. I'm keeping the pig out of this, okay? And I hope that's it for the Tournament of Power. I think this is a very good roster already. Definitely enough to tell that whole story. Of course, you're going to always skip some fights because most fights actually don't matter to the story. But going back to original Dragon Ball, because we have the original Goku, I think we'll have a few original Dragon Ball villains too. So I'm adding Demon King Piccolo, Mercenary Tao, and how about we add Pilaf as well? I don't know if the actual Pilaf machine will make a comeback, or if they'll come up with a fun gimmick moveset for Pilaf himself. But I think he definitely can make it in some form, especially because he's still there in Dragon Ball Super. From the Frieza saga, I would probably also add Nail and Kui. I know, no one wants Kui, but dirty fireworks need to happen. And who knows, King Vegeta might make a return as well. Going into the Cell saga, we can add both King Cold and Mecha Frieza so they can be in the story for 2 seconds before they get sliced up. And from the Buu saga, I think we're still missing the Supreme Kai along with the Kibito Kai fusion. Hot take, I don't think Evil Buu makes it. but I've been wrong before. Other than that, I think we're only missing Jaco from Dragon Ball Super. I don't think he's a fan favorite, but his chances of making it are bigger than you think. And as you can see, there are still some empty slots, and because Sparking Zero has proven me wrong so many times by making really great decisions, I have become a believer. I think they're actually gonna give us the biggest movie villains that we want. Janemba, which helps the roster with one more giant character, Cooler going from base into final form, and of course, all 3 forms of Z Broly. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like a Dragon Ball game without him. And besides, I think the soundtrack gave us a hint that he'll actually be in the game. And this is what I think the Sparking Zero roster will end up looking like. But this is cheating. It's very easy to get a prediction right if you just keep updating it every time you're wrong. So for me, the prediction that actually counts is this one. The one that I made as soon as we saw that the game was going to have 164 characters. We don't talk about the one I made before that. And if we look at the current roster, in blue are the characters that were already confirmed when I made the prediction. In green, we have the ones that I predicted correctly, and in red, the ones that I did not. I currently have 9 mistakes. If I end this 164 character roster prediction with less than 20 mistakes, I'm happy. It's gonna be tough though. That's gonna do it for today. Let me know who you think is gonna fill those final 28 character slots. I would love to hear your opinion. And for more Sparking Zero, here's some gameplay with Ultra Instinct Goku fighting against Super Saiyan Rose. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.